Ladianne. I'm here at WoolTribe Studio, and today I want to talk with you about how you can figure out where to sew the buttons onto a sweater that you've knit. It seems like it would be really simple, but sometimes it's the detail that can make or break a sweater. So let's take a look. I have here a sample. It's just a simulation of the front of a cardigan, and I want to show you where to start with this. I like to pin the top and the bottom of the sweater in place before I get started. So I want to make sure that the edge at the bottom lines up. So let me do this and I'll show you here. I'm actually going to turn this sideways so it's easier to see. I've pinned the bottom of the sweater so that the bottom edge of the button band lines up with the bottom edge of the buttonhole band. I'm also making sure that the overlap is good here. I don't want this too far over, and I also don't want to see the button band from behind. So you really want to try to place that very carefully. I'm going to then pin the other end as well, just to make sure it stays in place while I'm doing this. Okay, so I've got both ends secured, and the next thing I want to do is look for where my buttonholes are. In this sample, I've actually got a buttonhole down here. I've got another one at the other end, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle. These are yarn over buttonholes. They're not very big. It's actually a pretty small button, but I'm going to go in and see where those buttonholes are, and I like to take one of these pear-shaped or light bulb-shaped safety pins and put it through. I'm going to very carefully hold the fabric. Let me turn the other way here. I'm going to hold the fabric so that everything stays in place. The ends are secured. And I'm actually going to go through that buttonhole and just pin where I want that button to be. And your goal in doing this is to make it so that you can actually undo the button, take the pin through the buttonhole so that you can put it where you want it to be. And then you can take a look and see if it's actually in the middle or if you want to move it over a little bit. So there's that one. Now, if you don't have those light bulb pins, you can always use a safety pin. Let's see how well this works. I'm going to get this lined up the way I want it. I'm going to go through the buttonhole and pin where I want that button to end up getting sewn. And then let's see if I take that out. Yep, that worked out great. So now I can see exactly where that buttonhole needs to be. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can see it better. Show you one more time. I pinned through the buttonhole into the button band itself so that I can then undo that just like a button, and I'll see where to pin that. It makes it so much easier. Now, if you don't have safety pin or you don't have a light bulb safety pin, you can always go through with a needle like this. Turn this around to make it a little bit easier. I can make sure everything's lined up and go through like this. Thing is, it's going to be a little bit trickier if you do that to unbutton the thing. I mean, you might actually have to push the pin most of the way through and then very carefully unbutton like that. Oops, I got through 2 pieces. There you go. You can do that. As you can see, it's a little bit trickier. So I really recommend using either a safety pin or the little light bulb safety pins. And that's how you mark your placements for your buttons on a cardigan that you have knit. All right. If you have any questions, just drop them down in the comments. Like this video and follow us, and we'll make sure to give you more tutorials. Thanks so much for watching.